The D&Q Karting Series will run its 6th race of the season. It's Kara C's Photography Night with a very special pit reporter. Welcome back, Derek Breniciglio. Let's go down to him. Derek?
Thanks, Bill and Bob. Good to be down here in the pits at Millbridge Speedway. And we are talking with Johnny Kidwell, who's tied for points right now in Pro Cup with Brandon Connard. You come into this race with only 2 more to go. And, you know, they say you don't think about the points, but I think every driver at this point starts to think about the points, don't they?
Yeah, especially we missed the first race of the season, so we were kind of behind the 8 ball to start out with. And, you know, we've actually had a good roll here, and I think we finished 2 firsts right now, a 3rd and a 4th. So we had a good momentum swing, and tonight we've got the new KPG Katana out here tonight. We're trying to run this last oval race to get ready for the final 3. So me and my brother are going to run both for the national championship there, and tonight was basically the only night we were going to have a chance to get any kind of seat time in it and get ready for the final 3. And not really looking forward to the road course. That's really going to shake the points up, but it's been a good battle. I hope the rain stays away, because I know Brandon's car is really good when it rains, and we're usually a little bit better when it's dry slick. So we'll see what tonight holds up. I hope we can come out here with the new Katana and see what we got. Hopefully we can set sail and keep the momentum rolling going into the final 3 races.
Is there any nervousness in the back of your mind right now coming into a race like this with a brand new chassis, not knowing what it's going to do?
No, because I have all the faith in John Kinder and what he builds, and we've got the Katana buggy here. We've actually started turning around with and running good. So I have all the faith in Kinder and what he builds, and just actually excited more than anything, and just to try this out tonight. We brought this kart here for the Cup race, and we actually had a good run, but we were missing a little bit on tires. So we know it's already got some roll speed, so it all comes down to how we qualify. It's a starting position game in this series, especially just because everybody's so even now. I mean, you can run 1st through 10th or less than a 10th off each other. So we'll see what we got tonight. I'm excited. Like I said, I can't thank Kinder enough and KPG. So we'll roll out, hopefully get a win.
Johnny Kidwell comes into this race tonight with some optimism, and he hopes to extend the point lead as he leaves the track this evening.
We'll see how that championship battle plays out with Kidwell, but Derek Breniciglio is back here tonight pit reporting, and he is a Hall of Fame member this year. Great to have him back in D&Q.
Absolutely, Derek was instrumental in the early success of D&Q. A few more gray hairs now than he did earlier, but we would not be where we are without him.
Derek's been a huge help to D&Q. We were a bunch of drunk nobodies for a while, and he brought that ounce of credibility and professionalism to our broadcast. It's great to have him back in the pits.
Great Hall of Fame member. He's down with Eric Riggins.
Well, Bob, Bill, Brandon Connard has got a great substitute driver behind the wheel tonight to do battle with Johnny Kidwell. Eric Riggins Jr., sprint car driver extraordinaire. And how'd you get talked into this gig?
Well, up until this point, it's been pretty much just show up and ride, so it's kind of hard to say no to that. And with our track record, I mean, it makes sense to come up here and run, and, you know, sometimes we make a little money, so it helps out. And but it's fun, like no pressure, because obviously I don't own anything anymore. So, but with the 2 classes this year, it just makes it just opens up for people like me who don't want to work on during the week to show up and ride. So.
For you, with all of your go-kart experience that you had in your younger years and then racing 360 sprint cars and 410s, when you drive something like this, does it feel like things are going in slow motion?
Oh, absolutely. It was there was a time, you know, when we were around the fence that it was a little bit on edge at times, but overall, yeah, everything happened so much slower, and you really got to know how to keep your momentum up, you know, kind of wherever you go on the track. So I guess that's definitely helps out with my previous experience.
One final question. Is there anything that you still pick up from the go-karts that you play with today that you can apply to any of the sprint car racing?
I used to say no. The better you get, essentially at sprint car racing, it turns back into a go-kart. In some ways, the way you're trying to keep it straight and keep your air, off your sideboard on your wing to keep drag down. So yes and no. Definitely you do learn, all the basics, of course, but I guess, the better you are, especially dry, slick places, you really want to keep it straight, kind of like a go-kart. So I guess there's a little bit to be taken from go-kart.
Well, the super sub, Eric Riggins Jr., he's going to take over. Keep an eye on him in this bright neon orange machine tonight.
That was cheap.
Always good to talk to Eric Riggins, who's subbing for Brandon Connard tonight. Well, let's go down and talk to the Cup Series points leader, Chris Bailey, who is down there with Derek Perniciglio.
Chris Bailey leads the Cup Series points right now in this red number 4 car. We caught up with him in the pit area. And Chris, on a day like today with overcast skies, what kind of preparation goes into the car?
Normally, with it being like this, it's a little bit cooler, so the track's not going to dry out quite as fast as it normally would. Basically, I'll just cross a little bit. Hopefully, gets right for the wetter conditions and stuff. And, basically just work with air and make a little bit minor gearing change and go from there.
You've got the points lead right now in the Cup Series. It looks really good for you, but what have you got to do to keep that points lead and hold on to it?
Just stay consistent. I mean, there's a lot of good go-karts in the Cup Series. Mike Rout, Showalter, Welsh, and Ellis. We're all pretty tight together, and so basically just being consistent, having good top. It'd be nice to be top 3 every time, but at least top 5, and hopefully maintain it.
How much are you hoping for a later qualifying draw tonight when it comes to the qualifying session here?
Very much so. That got me the last one. So I'm hoping to wait as long as I can to go out and hopefully get a good lap. So
we're going to keep an eye on the number 4 tonight. He's the point leader in the series, and he could walk away here with a good run and possibly a win.
All right, Bill, we see all the crew chiefs here in D&Q. They're very instrumental on performance for these karts, and they're talking it over right now with the drivers.
Yeah, well, we know that pairing right there is talking about how many $2 bills they're going to need later, but here's one crew chief that actually might know what he's doing.
Looks like he's changing the gear, Jay-Z, and we're going to head down to the D&Q Tech Garage and look at this beautiful tech kart graphic. And we're going to talk about changing that gear and what these guys are doing when they make that change. So, Jay-Z, let's go ahead and ship it over to you.
Yeah, as the track changes, if it's heavy and it starts to dry out, that track will get faster. So they'll be watching this tach to see what the lap times are and see where they're peaking out in RPM at the end of these straightaways here and make an adjustment. They'll change the number of teeth on the rear sprocket to either give them more drive off the corner or a little bit more legs at the end of the straightaway. I know Young's Motorsports are normally legs guys, so they're probably putting that smaller sprocket on the back. And if you want to change how the RPM picks up over the course of the power band, you'll change that front driver and either go up or down. Down will give you more pull off the corners, which will be important for those heavy track nights.
The consummate professional. The SRI Pole Award given out to the fastest qualifier in each event tonight. Adam Welsh with a 12.73 will get the SRI Pole Award for the Cup Series. Due to the invert, however, he's going to start back in the field as Brad Lyon will now inherit the pole with Ronnie Carroll on the outside pole.
Row number 2, Tyler Sandman Sandmeyer and Mike Rock.
Row 3, Bob Wideman and Chris Bailey, the points leader.
Adam Welsh starting in 8th after the invert, and James Stanley Jr. in the next row.
Mike Cantarino and CJ Winslow.
Gotta make Mike Cantarino a little bit smaller.
The next row, Todd Chaffee in the 55X and perennial favorite Mark Ellis.
David Markham filling in for Curtis Markham will be in the next row with Mickey Harshaw.
Crossdrive Craig Smith and Zach Campolonia.
And Lydia Rice will round out this Cup Series field, sponsored by
Is that Paul Rice's old lady?
I don't know.
No, her name's April. Could be a relative, though.
Daughter at this point, who knows?
Yeah. April. All I think is Eastbound and Down when I hear it.
Yeah, right?
Well, the Escape Pool Cup Series, a lot of competition here. These guys racing clones pretty fast. Chris Bailey's been the guy to beat so far in the Cup Series, been very, very consistent. We still got guys like Mike Rout, who has our in-car camera tonight, and Mark Ellis just still hanging out there in points. Anything can happen in DNQ. He does not have a good drop race, so we'll see how it plays out as we are getting ready to take the green. Brad Lyon will inherit the lead after the invert. He's going to take the green in that number 7.
Yeah, he's in the preferred line here early on the bottom side as he gets a big shove from, I think that's Sandmeyer. Sandmeyer did not run good here in the first couple races, took some weeks off, got his shit together, and now he's up on the front row.
Yeah, Lions had a nice defensive line that start as Ronnie Carroll's dropping like a boat anchor. He's got the freight train on the bottom. Chris Bailey gets a little helping in the left rear. They're scrambling behind him. But just talking about Lions, he's running away from me. He's put 2 or 3 cart lengths in the field as they're getting real rough in the back of the pack.
Lots of contact.
Yeah, that was Ronnie Carroll getting shipped a little bit. Some light contact in the left rear. So go on board with Mike Rout. And, when we do these inverts, the guy who qualified 8th starting on the pole, and he's not sinking like a rock, so maybe he figured something out.
Yeah, we saw them crew chiefs working on the cars earlier. I mean, maybe we've seen this happen before in DNQ where your qualifying setup just happens to come to you for the race. That might have happened with Mark as Mike Rout is watching him pull away.
Tyler Sandmeyer in the 4 there, running in 4th place. Chris Bailey, he's still mired back in 6th, which could be a hindrance to his championship hopes here as we go to the north-south or the clash, we're calling it, right? What's the branding here, Bill? I'm drawing a blank.
On the for the National Championship Series?
Yeah.
This is Cup. That's in Busch and Pro Cup. That is the war.
Right.
Yes.
We don't
war.
know.
Yes.
Good thing Derek's here. At least he knows what he's doing.
We're watching James Stanley Jr. in that 22. These guys change numbers all the time. So the graphics are what they are. When we make a graphic, that's your graphic for the year, as Bailey throws a slider on Sandmeyer towards the back of the field. James Stanley Jr. in 3rd. We've got Brad Lyon in the lead right now, and he's doing a great job staying up front. But one driver we're not seeing right now is Adam Welsh, and he qualified on the pole, started 8th. And he is not in the picture right now, struggling a little bit.
Yeah, I think he saw that invert pole and immediately got out the Busch Lattes. And we know what happens when he gets into them. He doesn't run nearly as good as we go on board with Mike Rout, trying to give James Stanley a shove so they can get up there and catch Mark Lyons. But as he does that, the 4-car goes to his inside, slides up in front of him. That's going to move Rout back to 4th.
It's funny watching the way they race on treads here. If this was any other track in the Southeast that was doing a standard run-of-the-mill show, you'd see everyone locked down on the bottom, beating the crap out of everyone's rear bumper. But with a lateral grip here, or lack thereof, as Chris Bailey serves a right-side Nerf bar and takes that spot, they run a little cleaner here. There's a little bit more respect out there most nights, as the 18 car is they're really trying to get by Bailey and trying to get back.
I think that was the most contact I've ever
lead.
seen Chris Bailey have in a DNQ race.
Here's a battle for the lead. It's James Stanley trying to make the move on Brad Lyon, and he is maybe going to inch up to that back bumper. He's definitely faster than Brad. He's a little sideways right now.
Yeah, Stanley, somebody who's very good at DNQ, has a DNQ, or what's the fucking DN 500? Miltona 50, yeah. He's got a Miltona 50 win under his belt, and he's back showing that wasn't any fluke on a speedway racetrack as he battles Lyons for the lead.
Lyons is doing an impressive job here. James Stanley is no slouch. He's very involved with the factory at Phantom. The guy has got thousands of laps all over the country. He knows what he's doing as he gets a better run, can hold the tire line off of 4, serves a gentle right side Nerf bar, gets a better drive off, and we have a new leader coming off of 2, James Stanley Jr.
The 22 machine of James Stanley goes to the lead over Brad Lyons, Bob Weidman, and looking forth, the points leader, Chris Bailey. No surprise there.
He'll be on the podium before the end of the night. I can almost guarantee that. He always quietly makes his way to the front. One of the nicest guys in the paddock, as we see a little out of shape there in the back. We'll go on board with Mike Rout, and we see our 5 to go caution. Or no, cross-eyed Craig Smith sitting in the infield.
Yep. Having a look at that thing. Looking at it always fixes it. We'll see. I don't know. So, okay, here's the story on this. You need to have a receiver in DNQ, right?
Yep.
So they have a bad restart. Ashley announces it over the receiver. Brad Lyons doesn't have a receiver, and he just decides to take off. Well, that's going to go ahead and park him for the night.
Oh, no.
Because
Oh,
I can tell you right now, we're not messing around. When we tell you, and it's when we tell you to have a receiver, and it's obvious you don't have one, guess where you're going?
That's it.
Goodbye. Green flag, we're back underway. Mike Rout now has inherited the inside row, going to throw the slider on Stanley, can't quite make the pass.
Stanley powers back on the outside, but not for long. The battle is still there. Stanley holding tough on the outside, trying to get that run, but does not able to stay on the outside. He slides back to second.
Weidman's fallen all the way back to 5th here as he's trying to get by Chris Bailey, who's tangled up with a 12. Bailey looking to the inside, trying to take P3 away as we head into 1.
Sandmeyer doing a good job there in 4th, but Mike Rout back to the inside, going to throw a slider on Stanley's going to make it happen.
Mike Rout able to take the lead back from Stanley. Now he slips up in the middle. Stanley tries to come back on the outside. Rout shuts the door, but not for long. Stanley cuts him under, but that's going to make room for Chris Bailey, who's going to try to split the two of them.
Final lap on the racetrack. White flag is out. Let's see how this plays out. 3 wide.
Left rear.
Bailey tried to make the move. It's James Stanley going to take the win. Let's take a look at this last lap one more time.
Mike Rout's doing what he can, trying to hold his own on the outside. Stanley still gets an impressive run down low. He was pinching it. Those two side up the track, give room to Bailey, feeds him a little right rear, but it's not enough. Stanley gets the win by a fraction of a second.
That's how close it was at the line. Kara sees photography. Does it? I don't know what Sandmeyer's doing there in 5th, but let's go out and talk to the winner.
Well, James Stanley picks up the win tonight in the Cup Series main event. A late race pass that worked for you. Did you know that you were going to be able to set him up for the win?
We kept going back and forth. I didn't know who was going to come out in the end. I knew before the 5 to go, I felt like I was, if it wasn't for the 5 to go caution, I feel like I pretty much had it, but them 5 to go cautions, it really mixes it up. He went in there and kind of door slammed me, which I understand. I mean, he's going for the win, and I gave it right back to him. We just kept going back and forth, and luckily I came by about that much ahead of him, so it was fun. I had a blast.
Is it one of those situations like big track racing on the super speedways where you have to wait to make your move to the last minute?
Yeah, because, if I was in the lead going into the last corner on the last lap, he would have done the same thing to me, and, you're almost better off being in second, so you can kind of just scoot him out of the way and slide by for the win. So it worked out in my favor this time.
James Stanley picks up the win here tonight at Millbridge Speedway. All right. Well, Mike Rout comes home second, but it was a very close second tonight. And did you know he was leaning on you those last few laps?
Those last 3 laps, we definitely leaned on each other, but that was probably one of the best races I think I've ever run in my life. We were leaning, there was some rubbing, but we gave each other space, and it showed at the line. We were like right there, and that was literally probably hands down the best race I think I've ever raced. That felt good.
Not the finish that you'd like, but still a lot of fun. How was the kart performing during the race? Because it looked like you had one of the strongest pieces out there.
A little weird at first. There was a couple of times it just pushed up on me in 3 for some weird reason. That's when everybody got underneath me. But then a couple laps later, it was fine. So that's why I was outside over there. I'm like, let's just see if it holds. And it held, but it was a little questionable.
Second place for the 112.
Thank you.
Well, Chris Bailey opens up that point lead just a little bit tonight with a strong run in the number 4 kart, and everybody just started jostling in front of you. You found the right holes, didn't you?
Yeah, it played out pretty good. The kart, it was interesting. James and I talked earlier, and he was talking about his kart picking up a little push in 1 and 2, and I was like, well, mine didn't do it at all. And then I'll be dang at the race, it didn't. So I was kind of having to pump the brake a little bit to get that out right in the center of the corner and get the drive. On a long run, when we had that good long green run, it was getting better. But then when that caution come out, I kind of threw it off, so I just kind of had to do the best I could do. And I didn't want to bonsai him and Roth. I could have on that last lap, could have just bonsaied him wide open, but that's not the right thing to do. And end up third, so that's good enough. We can live with that.
Are you surprised at the finish?
Not really, no. I knew Mike was going to be good. I knew James would be good. I knew we were good. I kind of, it didn't get as wild as I was expecting. I was watching to my left to make sure nobody come in. I dove down pretty low here on the backstretch. So, but no, it was about what I expected.
That's third place, guys.
The SRI Pole Award given out for the Carroll Tractor and Trailer Repair Bush Series fastest qualifier. Matt Faulkner at a 13.155 will start on the pole for the Bush Series race with Nick Stroop on the outside pole.
Row number 2, Eric Riggins and Alex Lasagna.
Row 3, Derek Hale, and the 15 of Thomas Markham.
Anthony Kidwell and Brian Shaw in the next row.
Matt Modi and Jonathan Ellis.
The Outlaw, Ronnie Shirk, and Damian Jenks.
I'm not even going to try. And Ray Thies.
Michael Rimmer and Austin Compton. Starting way back there.
Brad Lyon back for more, and Jeremy Murphy in the 55.
Bush Series, same rules as the Pro Cup Series. And, you know, we're closing in on this national championship, and it's crunch time to get in that top 10 in points, but it's also crunch time to try to win the championship. You got Anthony Kidwell going for it here, Stroop going for it. You know, you got a bunch of different drivers trying to win this title, and they only have 2 races left.
I need another drink pretty soon.
Yeah, it's getting tight. There's a bunch of stalwarts. There's a good 10, 12 regulars in this class that show up every week. And one good finish could put you up front as we're in Kyle's box. And we're green for racing here in Carroll Tractor and Trailer Repair.
Whoa, who's
Bush
in the
Series.
Bobby Allison car going to the bottom?
That's Stroop.
Man, Matt
right?
Faulkner
Two?
had an
Stroop
issue.
leading. Yeah.
He had an issue. Qualified on the pole. That's Alex Lacanata in the
I'll take your
gold
word for
number
it.
2.
Yeah.
He'll go down to Alex Lasagna. And Matt Faulkner must have had an issue. Qualified on the pole and just went straight to the back. I don't know if he's getting wide open or something, but yeah, in the series it's been all Eric Riggins and Nick Stroop, and those have been about been the 2 that have been dominating it. So trying to get that top 10 is Zarapata as we've got
Yeah,
a
usually when you
jumps.
see somebody qualify really good
Yeah, I don't know
and
what's
then
going on there.
on the start they fall right back, that's usually an indicator of like some nitro in the air filter or something.
It's very possible.
Oh, man.
But here we go. Stroop and Riggins. Thomas Markham up to 3rd, doing a great job. I don't know what they've changed on that thing, but they have finally gotten their program competitive. He's doing a great job.
Pushing Riggins. I mean, we've seen Stroop and Riggins run 1-2 almost every race all year long. When we get down to the playoffs, I think they both said that they're not racing for it because they're going to have to sit on each other's lap, which they don't want to do. As Alex Lasagna pounds the back bumper on Thomas Markham, but Thomas Markham maybe they've gotten a technical alliance with somebody, or oh god, whoa,
Yeah, that was I don't know what happened there.
yeah, or maybe
Looks like he got a little free.
Gave him some driving lessons or something, but I mean that 15 car is on the prowl.
Doing a great job. There's the 21 cart. Doing a great job. I think that's Jonathan Ellis. And, looks like Thomas Markham might pass Riggins. He is a little bit better than Riggins right now. Just can't seem to
give
get by.
time.
Yeah, Lasagna looks like Lasagna's a little on the free side, but by the time he gets to the middle, the cart's pointed. He still gets a great drive off. Markham's definitely more on the neat and tidy side. If those 2 could link bumpers, they might be able to get past Riggins here without an issue.
Yeah, Markham, they're able to hold it down on exit. That is really key to getting a good run off here at Millbridge. As I don't know why we stayed on that camera view for so long, but apparently somehow Markham fucked that up and Lasagna got past instead of him passing Riggins.
You know, Bill, with these Predator carts, momentum's a huge deal here. So if you bog your engine down, pinching it down, coming off the corner, it could take you a full lap to recover. Very, very similar to super speedway racing at the lower levels of Cup. The guys will train in Cup to come back down to D&Q. So that could be what happened. A little side draft, got that engine bogged down a little bit, and there's a hornet's nest back here of people racing for, what are we here, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th?
I almost think it's 12th and 13th. which is weird to see Austin Compton back there not having a good night. And we know here at Millbridge Speedway that you're never really going to see the same track every night. You always see a little bit of wet, a little bit of dry. Looks like tonight that rubber, that Monster Energy Ultra Black Groove is starting to come in nicely.
These are the times where you can really bump that air pressure up, get it to roll the center. You never have to come out of the throttle here when it gets that Ultra Black Groove, as Thomas Markham, who only knows one speed, pedal on the mat, is really paying off for him here. But like we've seen this before where some guys are really, really good on a specific type of track, and then the track changes and they're not good anymore at all. They just run the same setup all year long and just wait for the track to come to them. Maybe that's what we're seeing here with Thomas Markham, and maybe that's what we're also seeing with Austin Compton, who's running in like 15th.
I can't believe these two have not passed Riggins yet. Their shit is so much faster than Riggins. They just cannot get it done. Like, I don't know what the problem is.
Riggins is just running right through the middle, too, like Donnie Schatz. Nothing special.
No, and they just can't get by him. For some reason, they're scared to move him. But that's not stopping Stroop from leading this event. Anthony Kidwell back here in a serious battle with Mode, if we can unblur the footage. And there's a 5 to go caution. So we'll see if Riggins can do anything with Stroop here as Kyle McGowan throws the yellow flag. Let's see how this restart goes.
Interesting to see both Riggins and Stroop go to the top side, leaving the bottom open for Alex Lasagna.
I was thinking the same thing, but we're seeing that decision pay off. I was thinking a much better run with that right rear up there off the Monster Ultra Black, Energy Ultra Black racing groove here, as Lasagna's inside of Riggins trying to make it stick. He gets pinched down, loses momentum. He falls back to third. Markham's on his back bumper.
Yeah, Markham to the...
Yeah, Markham and Lasagna, probably one of the best battles we've seen here all night. But look at this. Kidwell just says, my turn, and
2
slides
for
in there
1,
and lets him
getting
have
that Monster Ultra Black, Ultra Ribbed move in there, sliding it in between the middle.
Oh, caught me with that
Lasagna.
like failing surge in the tech shed. You caught me. I wasn't ready for it. White flags out here.
Nick Stroop pretty much wire to wires this one. He is going to come off of 4, take the win over Eric Riggins here in the Busch Series feature.
Well, Nick Stroop goes wire to wire in the Busch Series race in the number 2 cart. Did you know that you had that strong of a cart to keep everybody behind you, and were you waiting on them to come knocking on your back door?
To be honest with you, no, my go-kart was terrible. It was way too tight, but I think just getting out front and not having to beat and bang with anybody and just make consistent laps, I was able to find a little bit in the dirt and help it turn, but other than that, I was plowing tight. In qualifying, we were wicked loose, so I way overcompensated. I don't know how we ended up down here, but I guess you can thank the 22 because he pushed me on that restart out in front of the other 2, so that's cool. I got to thank my brother for letting me ride this thing. I ain't got any kind of go-kart stuff anymore, so this is cool. This is the 3rd win of the year. I don't know how we're managing to do this, but it's pretty awesome.
And this is not the only time this cart will see the track tonight. It's going to be back again later, right?
Yeah, Dash Series, that's my first debut. I'll be starting from the pole in the Dash race, and then my brother back on it in Pro Cup. So hopefully we can end up down here a few more times tonight.
Well, we're going to see if Nick Stroop and the number 2 can go 2 for 2 tonight. Well, the super sub, Eric Riggins, comes in the clutch. He comes home in the 2nd spot today, and a little bit of bumping and banging out there for you, but it looked like those last few laps you were trying to run down the leader.
Yeah, Nick definitely had me tonight, and we were just talking about it. When the track's like this, Nick's going to have an advantage. When it's muddier, I mean, I'm going to have an advantage. It's just kind of been like that all year. We've been trading back and forth. So, 2nd, it is what it is. Tonight was Nick's night. Maybe next night be my night. So,
the winner was talking about having a push out there tonight. How was your kart handling?
I was definitely tight, but I could just take away the center. That way you couldn't really get by me. That's really all you can do when you're kind of struggling a little bit, because I didn't have the raw speed to run with Nick. So just kind of a little bit of defensive, but I just didn't have the car tonight. So we'll work on it, try to get better on tracks like this and come back again.
Well, even though he didn't have the car tonight, he was still able to hustle it to a 2nd place finish. A good job by the Carolina kid, Eric Riggins. He started third and finished third. It's a good run for Alex Lacanata. And could you do anything with the guys in front of you? Did you have enough speed, or was it a place where you were going to have to survive tonight?
I honestly thought this Sheldon Creed-owned Zane Smith-sponsored ride definitely had enough to get to the front, but just played a little nicer today and tried to make some friends instead of making enemies today. So all in all, it was a good day for our little team. Just got to thank all my guys back at the shop. They worked really hard this week, got this thing dialed in, so hopefully we can come back to the road course and have a solid run.
These karts are so sensitive. How do you manage to stay fast and smooth at the same time?
Well, when you're ready as a little buddy, it definitely helps. But you just got to be consistent. Definitely can't run into the side of guys, and just play a little nicer. And I think we learned that lesson today.
It's a strong third place finish for Alex Lacanata.
Well, the SRI Pole Award is given out to the fastest qualifier for each division in the D&Q karting series. Here's our pole winner for tonight's feature. Fit Stop Performance starting lineup. John Kidwell will start from the pole with Adam Welsh on the outside pole.
Charlie Kingpin, Desi Tauges, row number 2.
The fan favorite Stephen Broy and Ryan Flores coming back for some more punishment.
Tony Wilson and Mickey Harshaw.
Mike Cantarino and Magic Mike Melton.
Stephen Tatujas and Grayson Cullither.
Mark Durgan, David Crops, back for more.
Rob Bates and Zach Thompson.
Jason Rice and Richard Tournier. Tournier? I don't know. That was a good guess.
Moback. Just call him Moback.
I didn't know he had a name.
There you go. Whatever.
Like Pickle. What the fuck's Pickle's name? I don't know.
Yeah. Ryan London is Pickle's name. It's weird because like these guys have half names and on the scoring sheet it says Moback, and on the other one it says Pickle London. You're like, well, what the hell does that mean? Just erasing nicknames in general or just something else. Magic Mike Melton have an in-car camera. This is what the top of the roll bar sees all race long.
Beautiful. Hopefully it stays in this.
Is that like the roof cam?
Yeah, there you go.
Your roof cam. You need some sponsorship
Yeah, sure.
in front of that thing.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Gotta love USAC.
Oh, God, Desi tank slapper
already.
into turn
Already.
1.
Oh.
Yikes. Oh, and we got one tipped over.
Oh, yeah.
Who is that? Oh.
Zachary Thompson goes for a flip there.
Well, get your
his
hands
debut.
out from
He's
under
all
the
right.
roll bars, idiot.
Gotta love seatbelts.
God.
Let's take a look at this replay here. They stack up. Looks like Mickey Harshaw gets there.
Gackin.
Colwell involved. Thompson just spins to avoid and then hits the left front and the right rear, and whoop, there he goes. See ya. It's all it takes with all that left side weight in that thing. So I like how the worker there full-blown sprints to a guy that's in a cage cart upside down chilling. The full sprint. Safety first. Desi Towler's doing a great job qualifying. She's in third. Stephen Broy. Ryan Flores making his way back up through this field. Got to be a little careful with these things.
Whoa!
With the suspension like it is. Flores not being careful.
He's from Jersey.
Doesn't care.
Laying it all out there. This is probably the highest he's been in one of these races in quite some time. We saw his debut miss the field. He at least made the race last time out, and now he's running inside the top 5.
Oh, come close to win. Look at these guys. 3, 4 wide, smashing, don't care. We got a battle for the lead. It's Adam Welsh and John Kidwell. You know these two like each other, so this is ought to be the interesting
Bad Kid,
to
he's
watch.
definitely been fast in these cage carts. You know, got some wins under his belt here, and Kidwell's going to let him have it. He knows that there's plenty of time, and once you piss Adam Welsh off, you know, you're probably going to get wrecked later on. So he's going to let Welsh lead for a little while here.
Desi's still holding on to that top 5, doing really well here so far this evening. I don't know if they formed a technical alliance with one of the other teams, but their program has stepped up. I don't see Steven anywhere in the picture here. He's trying to work his way back towards the front, but good run for Desi so far. Little bragging rights in the Tatujas household.
Stephen Broy in the top 5 as well. It's a pretty good run for him in that Kinder Performance Group machine. the other Kinder Performance Group machine, running second as we've got a yellow.
I think that's the key right there. You mentioned Kinder Performance Group. Your grandma could finish in the top 5 running one of those go-karts.
Yeah, I could probably even make the race in one of those things.
You're going to see Broyes in third. Wells doing his restart games once again. It works out for him as we got Flores now. He is in third. And, you know, we talk about wheelbase, and it looks like the SKE's got a little less wheelbase than everybody else, which helps him turn better, but the exits are not as strong as Kidwell's as Moback goes for a spin off of 1 and 2. Yeah. We'll re-rack again, do another restart here. Desi Tauge is there in that bottom row, second back. Green flag back underway. Flores took the top on this restart. See how it works out.
Paid off in other restarts so far. Let's see if it works off for him. We got
Kingpin.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Kingpin went sideways there. We got a new leader. John Kidwell takes the lead. Ryan Flores looking to the inside. Adam Welsh right there. Going to stick it into the left rear. Gets into Flores. Flores loses a tire.
Oh, we got a left rear going?
Oh,
these open wheel.
Tough break for Flores. He was. Flores was.
It's been a couple weeks since we've had a left rear come off.
Tough break for Flores. He was going for the win.
We only got
there.
25 laps left.
Let's take a look at this again. Welsh gets in the left rear, which makes Kidwell hit Flores. And looks like it just snapped the studs off the hub there. He's going to go sideways in front of the field. Lucky he did not wreck that thing any harder. Let's take a look at this from Mike Melton's onboard camera. This ought to be wild.
There you go. Skip winning it on lap 15. Oh, hit the Nerf bar and everything.
All right, here we go. Another restart.
It goes to show how competitive this series is. That DNQ hardware means a lot as Mike Melton marching back towards the front. He's going on the inside of Tauges. He's trying to take 4th place away. A little bit of paint being traded. We got a Hornet's Nest back there for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Magic Mike Melton, one that doesn't really qualify well at all, but always races well, and he's made his way up into the top 5. I'm definitely watching him for a little bit later on as Desi Tauges tries to take that 4th spot away.
So we go on board with Mike Melton right behind Steve Broy in that 55X. Kinder Performance Group showing up big tonight here in the USAC series, sponsored by Fitstop Performance, doing a great job. They're all running down that SKE, driven by Adam Welsh, who is doing a great job here tonight as well.
Adam Welsh definitely fast in these cage carts, and he's got 1 win under his belt already. And the less he drinks, he must have put that cooler away after the first race. Hopped in this thing, and he's cutting some nice laps now.
Yeah, let's say regimen of the NA, so you can get this satisfaction as Mobeck tries to put it in defense but fails. He's changing it up as we're going split screen here for DNQ in the Fitstop Performance USAC series. Wheels.
Stephen Tauges just let him have a bumper there on the instant
all
replay.
All the way to the right. He was like 3 degrees of positive yaw on entry. Oh! Desi Tauges.
And now Desi gets spun. Oh, man. Tough break for Desi. He's having such a good night.
No caution. Let her run.
She gets spun out.
Can't catch a caution either.
No.
Terrible luck for Desi.
No. Yeah, tough break. Melton up to 4th. Going to maybe make a pass on Broy here, but they're just probably going to ride it out to the 5 to go, which is what I would do. So go on split screen. Let's watch this battle on the onboard camera as we watch it out there in the top.
Yeah, Mike Melton able to hold it down through the middle a little bit better than Stephen Broy. Here we go. His best spot was center of 3 and 4, and he gets underneath Broy. Broy gives the hand up. I guess he says, take the spot. I don't want the podium anyway.
That was curious, man. Some people just don't want the spotlight.
There it is, 5 to go caution. Maybe that's why he was giving up. You heard on the receiver because he actually has one. Well, let's take a look. 5 to go. Let's see what happens here. Can Welsh snooker another win here as the Rims One machine tries to make the pass? Looks like Melton got a really good jump there.
He's going to be able to, but Melton trying to take it for himself with a big run down the backstretch.
Like a hot fart coming off of 2, stays on the high side through 3 and 4. gets a good early yaw moment for a straight drive off. Still cannot catch the Bad Kitty. Bad Kitty with a good, strong, tall rear gear in the back and a good drive up the corners. 3 of them are tangled up in 3 and 4.
Steve Towges, looks like Mickey Harshaw and Donnie Dirty Eric Colwell get involved, and a little left ear hop in there.
Did
That'll
Beatty
do
start
it.
renting out his shit?
Tough break. Yeah, that happened a ways back there. It looks like Moback may have been paying back somebody.
Mo payback.
Hard to tell. Yeah. Moback, Mo problems. Let's see. Welsh does his turn down the racetrack restart. See if Melton can get to him here with only a few laps left.
Melton trying to catch a draft off the Bad Kitty down the backstretch, but Bad Kitty just got a lot of motor in that thing, it looks like, and it's going to take a lot from Magic Mike Melton to get up alongside him and beat him, but right now the battle is for third, that last podium spot under attack.
It looks like as we're 1 to go here, Melton gets a good drive to the first 2/3 of the corner, but the Bad Kitty's just got excellent drive off. He's put a hurt on the field all night. SKE Chassis knocks another win off their belt here at Millbridge.
All right, I need to go get another liquor drink. Be right back.
Well, Adam Welch starts on the front row, makes the most of it, comes home with another win here at Millbridge Speedway tonight, and you kind of had a little adversity during the race. What happened out there?
Well, the chain guard decided to come loose, so it's kind of par, I guess, for the night when the clutch bolt fell out of the cup cart coming to green. So I guess I need a new impact because I'm forgetting stuff, I guess. But we overcame it. I was holding it up with my arm for most of the race, and then right at the 5 to go, I finally got it to come all the way off, and we hucked it over the grid there, and good to go. So it's been a long night. Kyle's not here, so we had Bobby Pless and his buggy trying to keep up with points, and had something dumb happen to him, and didn't get to finish, but kudos to SKE. SKE boys were out in Iowa. My nephew Carter won the English Creek Nationals, Knoxville Nationals for Outlaw Karts last night, and we got it tonight, so it's been a good week so far.
Good weekend, like you said, all around, but all in all, how are the other competitors out there? Looked like you had a little bit of bumping and banging going on.
Not bad. Me and Johnny had a great race. We've become to where we can race good again and have some fun and not worry about it. And everybody else, whatever happens behind us is what it is, and I try not to worry about it, but at the same time I try not to be around it. The goal is to be up front by yourself, and you ain't got to deal with it, but it's hard. This is the hardest series out there, so we'll see what we got.
Adam Welch comes home with another win tonight at Millbridge Speedway in the USAC division. Well, Mike Melton got a huge break near the ending stages of that race. You had a huge run down the back straightaway. Was almost able to catch Adam Welch, but what do you think you could have done to get there?
Qualify better. Same thing I say every damn week. We haven't figured out how to qualify. We can race. Qualify in 10th. They start on the front row. You just don't have a lot of shot at them until the 5 to go. If you're in the right spot, you can have a shot at them. But congratulations to Adam. It was a fairly clean race. I can't remember his name, but it was a good race. Anyway, it's all in one piece. A few people got spun here and there, part of it. I don't know. We'll just move on. Another second place finish, so we'll take it.
Do you think that you would have better starting spots in the main events if they ran heat races or, the qualifying races?
Nah, you have more tore up shit is what you'd have if you ran heat races, and it's enough as it is just to get out here and make 25 laps. If you came out here and had to run 10 laps in the heat race, tear your cart up, try to fix it to make a main. This format here works. It works out. I mean, sometimes you don't. It's hit or miss. You don't qualify so well, and you just got to race and hope you make it up there. So, and this thing does tend to race pretty good, especially when Eddie puts the camera on. He screwed me he didn't put the camera on last week, and we didn't do so well. He put the camera on this week, and lo and behold, we get a podium finish. So, yeah, I like the camera. So,
well, hopefully the camera got some great shots during the race tonight. He comes home in second place, Bob. Stephen Broy comes home in third place tonight. He ran in the top 5 all race long. How was the race from your seat?
It was pretty rough, like at the start, as far as just getting momentum to get going. But once we got strung out, it turned out pretty well. Just want to give thanks to John Kinder at Kinder Performance. Jim Kinder, Johnny Kidwell. The Kidwells all helped wrench on this thing. The signpost, RSKKS Properties, and well, we'll be back next week and try it over again.
How much does the bumping and banging kind of take you out of the zone when you're trying to get a rhythm and run laps out there?
It takes me like a lap or so to get back into the swing of things, but once I do, I just focus on and keep on trucking.
Strong run for Stephen Broy. He comes home in the third spot in the number 55.
Well, the SRI Pole Award is given out to the fastest qualifier for each division in the D&Q karting series. Here's our pole winner for tonight's feature. Finish Line Wash Pros Dash Series, Nick Stroop will be on the pole with Blaine Donahue on the outside pole.
Row number 2, Magic Mike Melton back for more, and Dan Marak.
Row 3, Dylan Tour, the 92 of Jonathan Stewart.
Leland Lambert, Ryan Ayers 1 the next row.
Chris Britt and Bad Kitty Adam Welch.
Jamie Edwards and Stephen Tauges in the 12.
Martin Carverly and Casey Heschel.
Roger Diebold and Brian Shaw.
My guy. Casey Meyer and Zach Campologna in the next row.
Charlie Furman and Elaine Hughes will round up the field. Small tires all the way around. It's pretty much all you need to know. This is like the introductory series for D&Q now. If you're looking to get into it, what class should I run? Run Dash. You'll like it a lot better. As we go green with Blaine Donahue and Nick Stroop on the front row. We'll see how this plays out as the Dash Series field is rolling.
You know, Leland Lambert looks exactly like you would expect somebody named Leland Lambert to look. Oh, God.
Latour almost loses into the infield.
Stephen Towges just got air-mailed into the infield there. It's going to bring out the caution. Let's take a look at that.
That thing had some velocity on it.
Yeah, was. You don't usually see go-karts spin that hard. Yeah. There you go.
Oh, God.
Little pucker factor there.
Yeah.
He changed lanes hard, and Jamie Edwards had nowhere to go. Yeah. Little pucker factor. Let's take a look at it from Zach's in-car camera. He just changing lanes. And they didn't want to give him the spot. Can't blame him. Blaine Donahue's gotten a lot better this year. We know Patrick Donahue, crew chief in the Xfinity Series, that's his son, and they've gotten that thing way better, that 48 machine, as he about stuffs Dan Marak in the fence.
Who's that 23 catching a hot fart on the top side of 2?
Chris Britt.
Chris Britt passing 3 carts down the back straightaway, sticking the high line in that fresh dirt, running the cushion, selling some T-shirts tonight, boys.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a lane we don't really see Dash guys run because they're scared to go up there, most of them. They don't want to lose their spot. Chris Britt laying them on top of the steering wheel and just making it happen.
Yeah, but when you got that 2-3, that's all you can do.
That's right. Looking good here tonight. Blaine Donahue making.
I'm just talking shit.
Yeah, I got you. Blaine Donahue making a run for the lead. Can he get it? Nick Stroop said he was going to try Dash tonight because why wouldn't you cherry pick, try to make some extra money? But he is not thinking. I don't think it's as easy as he thought it was going to be here as Blaine Donahue clears him for the lead.
Donahue, he went out front, and I want to call out here Flying Ryan Ayers. He's trying to make some noise here as he gets sent up the racetrack with the right side being fed from, I think that was Marak. He sends the 23 of Britt up there. It's getting nasty here in the Dash Series.
Good thing there's a police officer in the racetrack because we just had some domestic violence right there.
Yeah, we did.
You got Bobby Brown through turn 4 right there.
There's some right rears getting thrown. Adam Welsh and Jen's cart here tonight. That's who's in the 14 with those yellow gloves. And we'll give some love to the back of the field here. Jamie Edwards, Leland Lambert, Brian Shaw. Stephen Towers is just a little off tonight.
Yeah, Lambert blasting my boy Shaw in the back end. Gives him a run here as he gets fed left from the Bad Kitty. Bad Kitty gets crushed by 2 guys. Not that wasn't Bad Kitty.
Jamie Edwards gets destroyed. And you know what? He Jamie yelled at me for people driving like maniacs. He just wrecked himself and then got pile driven.
Oh, God.
When you look at the
ultimate
replay,
Arca break.
he drove straight in the left rear and just got Arca braked. I mean, it happens. Pretty fast restart here as we go back green. About 70 miles an hour, we're taking a green there.
These definitely are the amateurs. They're not used to having to react with any sort of haste. So they saw that happen and just froze. And that's all it happened.
I feel like I'm watching an old Busch race where, like, Kevin Harvick is racing somebody, some kid, and the kid ends up beating him is what I'm watching right now with Donahue and Stroop.
Yeah. Well, Stroop thought that he could just come in, not change anything, bolt a couple of left fronts on here and win the race. And it's definitely proven out that that is not the case, that you've got to completely change your setup. Some of these guys even have completely different go-karts for this specific class, and it proves it. Like, that's what it takes. You're just going to have to be fast with something completely different.
Yeah, I almost think you absolutely have to have a different kart to run this class, and that's what we've seen with a lot of these guys is these moves out here are getting a little wild.
Now, Bobby Showtime has two completely different chassis for this class and the other classes he runs. He's conspicuously absent here this evening, but the racing action is still heating up here as we got Britt trying to make his way through 4 wide. Tauge is in there feeding a right front to someone. We're 3 wide heading into 1.
We're on board with Zach Campolonia as we are watching this split screen action. This is what he's seeing from his driver's seat, and we're showing it to you on the big camera on the top left. Campolonia just seeing all kinds of action here on the track right now as he is getting left-reared by Leland Lambert. Here comes Mike Melton as well, and it's got to be a lot of fun to be out there racing like this.
I would not want to be in the middle of the pack, I can tell you that. I would much rather be up near the front of that pack, like maybe that number 71 Josh Long tribute, where you're still in the thick of things, but you can get the hell out if things get thick.
Yeah, there's some contact that's expected with. Yeah, Ayers is flying tonight. He's making his way towards the front. Stroop in danger of falling all the way back to 5th here as he's trapped on the bottom. Or 4th, I should say.
Yeah, we haven't seen Dan Marak up towards the front this year. Looks like he's got it figured out as the 5 to go is out. Get ready to get interesting right now. Blaine Donahue, the leader. We'll see what Ayers just.
Oh, God.
Getting a little aggressive
like
there
the
on
front
this 5
end
to
washed
go.
out on him there.
Oh, Adam Wells sideways.
Oh,
Chris
my God.
Britt rides the wall. That's going to bring out a caution. Tough break for Adam Wells. Let's take a look at this again. Gets up in that left rear. Chris Britt just smacking the TRD sign on the backstretch. Glad he's all right. Let's take a look at this from
like
Zach's
any of those guys are going to be entering the development program anytime soon, but that was a good payoff for TRD there. Good marketing as we go back green with Flying Ryan Ayers on the inside. No gloves. Don't need that in D&Q, I guess.
No. See if Blaine Donahue can pick up his first win as Ayers now all over that 48 machine.
With no help, Marak gave Donahue a shove. Donahue with the momentum on the outside trying to make it stick, but Flying Ryan Ayers shoving him up into the dirty stuff. That's going to let Dan Marak come back to the inside, and he's going to help Flying Ryan Ayers this time.
If I'm those leaders, I'm worried about Marak. He's got nothing to lose in this case. In this case, he's hungry. There's blood in the water. We're winding down laps here to go. Marak's still losing positions, but watch out for him. He's hungry.
White flag out, last lap of the race. Ayers throws the door to Donahue a ton. Here comes Dan Marak.
Marak shoves the door. They both go up, but somehow Flying Ryan Ayers holds on for the win.
Well, Ryan Ayers in the number 71 comes home with the win tonight in a wild finish in this race. It looks like you didn't have the fastest car, but you sure made it tough for everybody to pass you.
We're okay. I mean, I don't know if we just need a better motor, new tires or something, but it's like Santa Roth, they just pulled me. So momentum-wise, we're okay. Just a 5-to-go restart. The first one was okay, but the second one, he ran me straight through the infield, and I don't want to rough him up or anything, but at least give me lane to restart in. But And then the third race hard, it was just hard race. And then I think the white flag or 2 to go, he reached over and grabbed the body and whatnot. So I just ignored the fuck out of him going in 1. So don't like racing like that, but just really want to. This one's for Josh Long. This is a kart. He passed away last year, but I wasn't gonna let him, fucking win that race because Josh wanted me to door the fuck out of him, so that's what I did.
What did you guys say during victory lane? It looked like there was a little bit of controversy and conversation going on.
No, just about him, grabbing the body, but no, it is what it is. We won, so it is what it is.
Good run for Ryan Ayers. He wins it tonight in honor of Josh Long. Well, John Stewart comes home in the second spot in number 92. A close race all the way to the end. A lot of bumping and banging and leaning on each other out there. How was the race from your seat?
I didn't know what was going on. It's my second time here, and we got a second place, so I can't complain. That's all I can say.
Is it one of those things where you came in tonight not knowing what you don't know and just go out and race?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll probably get slower from here on out.
What do you think you can do the next time you come out to get the cart faster to possibly get into victory lane?
I don't know. I mean, I'll just start trying stuff. I thought it was pretty close. Like, anything can happen. I was 8th on one choose cone, and then 3 laps later, I'm in 2nd. I was like, okay.
Did you have fun tonight?
Yeah, definitely.
Big smile ear to ear for John Stewart. He comes home in the second spot. Well, Dan Marak comes home in the third spot, the number 63 cart, and how much beating and banging was going on out there. It looks like the body's got a little bit of scratches on it.
Yeah, that's throughout all the year, but definitely a lot of beating and banging up front. It was fun to watch. I was just trying to wait for an opening to see if I get by. They were side by side for first and second most of the race, and I just couldn't get through them. But it was pretty fun. I had a good seat for the battle up there for the lead. It's cool to do one of these interviews. It's been like a year and a half since I finished top 3. I had a good rookie year, and then things just went really south last year. The competition in the series has just gotten so much more harder, and just to be back here in top 3 is really cool. Still got some work to do, but can't thank Steven and Mike. They do all my work on my car. I don't know how to do anything on these, and they put this thing together and get me out here every week, so I couldn't do it without them. And then also got to thank my family for letting me do this and work like 3 jobs and still come out here and race during the week.
What are some of the things that you learned during your sophomore season this year that you can apply to get faster?
I think it's just not overthinking things. Like there was a baseline set of tire pressures I liked, and I kind of every time I get away from them, I don't run good, and I don't know why I changed them. So today, regardless of what everybody else did, I just went back to what I like to run, and it felt good, it felt fast, and I felt comfortable. So just probably not overthinking thing. We were good a couple years ago, and again, just I think we've kind of gotten away from what we were doing that was working. So just trying to get back to that.
Guys, the 63 comes home in the third spot tonight, and there's still one more race left.
Well, the SRI Pole Award is given out to the fastest qualifier for each division in the D&Q Karting Series. Here's our pole winner for tonight's feature. Auto Lube and Repair Pro Cup Series, Zach Stroopy on a pole with Eric Regan subbing for Brandon Conner in the outside pole.
Number 2, Zach Smith and Eric Yost.
Row 3, Ben Murphy and Bob Wyden in the 4.
Johnny Kidwell, J.R. Norris in the next row.
Row number 6, Crossride Craig Smith and Flying Ryan Ayers coming off a win.
Next row is Chris Allison and Troy Davis in the deuce.
Is that off his fucking dragon? Justin Musgrave and Adam Wilcox.
Cody Sauls and Jay Zarapata.
Oh, it's so funny. I don't even know.
Seriously.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was pretty funny. Man. Gotta
Auto
look.
Lube and Repair Pro Cup DNQ Series. We go on board here. Ben Murphy is carrying an in-car camera. He's been very strong the last couple weeks. Watch for him to be up near the front all night long.
We got this national championship coming out. Oh, shit. And,
Right.
I mean, you've seen both series, that Riggins and Stroop are going to sit out. Who's a guy that interests you the most? I think Ben Murphy's definitely up there as one of the guys that could win the national championship. But we talked about it's going to be interesting to see which person actually wins this thing and what series the best driver comes out of, as we have a caution right off the bat. Not sure for what.
Yeah,
there.
Ben
Probably
Murphy definitely sticks out. Flying Ryan Ayers got a lot of momentum here coming into the tail end of the season. He's definitely one I've got my eye on.
don't have anyone off the top of my head. I don't think anyone's going to beat either a Riggins or a Stroop again. I just don't see it happening personally. They just have such a lock on the entire series, really, in both these Predator treaded classes. They look untouchable to me.
How about Chris Bailey? Why don't you just choose him?
They're not
Maybe
racing
the points leader.
They're not racing the national championship series.
No?
Riggins or Stroop are not. No. Chris Bailey could make it. J.R. Norris gets sideways and almost collects a couple people with him. Yeah, there it is. Giving Ben Murphy an old smack around there. JR's been fast some weeks not so much, but having a good run here tonight, so you got to call them out while they're up front.
I don't know who any of the people are in here, so I'm just watching. We go on board with Ben Murphy. He goes to the inside. He's trying to take that fifth spot away from somebody in a red cart. Ben Murphy, a little bit of Nerf bar action. Got that Micron 3 relic on the stern and wheel, stern and it left.
They're bringing the 90s back these days. You talk to all the young kids, and they're wearing the ripped jeans and the band T-shirts, so why not throw a Micron 3 on there as well?
Frosted tips.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You gotta love it.
The beef tips.
Yeah, the beef tips, frosted tips. Jay-Z, what I'm noticing now is the groove is running up higher on the racetrack, which is a little weird to see here in go-kart racing, isn't it?
It is. You know, you're used to seeing, especially in the old days of the prep class. Is that Aries flying around the outside there in that white go-kart? He picked up a spot. I think with these treads, there's a little touch of trying to find some moisture. If the track gets run in and is a little too good and starts to dry out, you start moving up the racetrack a little bit. I know in some of the classes earlier tonight, you saw them enter a little high, get a little yaw moment there and get a straighter drive off. But for whatever reason, this class is just running on the very top edge of that Monster Energy Ultra Black groove that's developing and trying to find some clean moisture to get a good drive off the corner.
Going board in this 121 machine, he's barely turning right, so Beef Tip's got that thing pretty right along with Ben Murphy. It's been a great partnership. Just barely turning right there, Jay-Z, as looks like Ayers gets shipped by Stroop there. Yep. And we know he's going to give it back. I don't think he has a problem doing that.
No. Ayers is a savvy driver, and these two will keep sending it at one another, giving up the bottom. Stroop comes back down the inside, and we'll see if we can hold a tighter line off as we get the halfway to go from Kyle in the stand.
Ooh, wrist action.
Look at that wrist action. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
I love having Kyle McGowan flag a DNQ race. It is absolutely great. Chris Allison doing a great job there up against Stroop. Riggins finished second last race, subbing for Conrad. Not really doing too hot here right now. Whatever adjustments he made from last race made it worse.
We haven't had a Stroop or a Riggins win all night. Definitely not a normal night here in the DNQ series. But that's what makes it so tough here. You know, it's coming down to playoff time, and everybody stepped their game up. It looks like except them.
They're kind of resting on their laurels, maybe, thinking they have it locked up, and these other guys are just hungry. They want it a little bit more than they do. They're putting a couple extra hours in the shop. They're paying Bobby Showtime a couple $100 to come into the shop, scale out, and get some setup help. Maybe wire some information over Teams or Slack to try to get some more in-race adjustments here on the bars and whatnot. We'll see how this plays out.
And you know, Bill, the trick shit hadn't even come out yet. I mean, we're talking at the Iredell County Fair. There's going to be some tricked out side panels, engines, tires, you name it. It's getting ready to be game on.
Oh, yeah, that fair car's probably had about 400 trips through the Hawkeye so far. So those things are ready, and it's not going to matter because we're at the fair, but you're still going to do it. Here we go. We got our 5 to go caution.
Kyle McGowan lets him know 5 to go. This is what a yellow flag looks like. He just wants to go home. You can tell.
I love when people trick their shit out for the fair and make it one lap and back it into the fence and knock the whole leg. Bend the chassis, knock the rear bumper off the thing. As Stroop goes to the inside trying to make it up on a podium, not going to do it in a very clean way, and not even going to be able to complete the pass yet.
Murphy dives underneath both of them as they use each other up. Murphy, he ends up in P3 after Riggins and the other guy there use each other up.
Yeah, and don't look now, but here's Ryan Ayers trying to work over Zach Smith, who's looking for his first win of the year. Ayers gets off the corner way better than Smith.
Chris Allison now trying to hunt down that podium spot for Murphy, but the battle right now is for the win. That's Flying Ryan Ayers, and I don't know who's leading this thing, but who is
Zach Smith, who won a couple races last year, looking for his first win of the year. White flag is out. Let's see if he can make a move on him.
He cannot. Ayers might try to send it underneath. Slide Job City. They touch coming off of 4. Side by side using each other up. Ayers makes it 2 tonight. Send it.
Let's take a look at this last lap one more time. Ayers tastefully sended it. He could have sent it a lot harder than that. He just didn't. And just got
Picasso.
it done there. Unbelievable.
Tastefully sent it.
Well, Ryan Ayers waited until just the right time to make his move and show his hand, and he came out with the win here tonight at Millbridge Speedway. And was it a situation where you didn't want to make the move a lap early because he would have known what you were doing?
Yeah, it's just like it's really tough with this deal. Like if you show your hand too quick, then you're screwed. So spent my time like with 2 to go. I kind of screwed up in 1 and 2 and made it back up, but mainly just trying to keep to his back bumper right off 2 on that last lap, and trying not to do him too hard. But that's just what this kind of racing is. I mean, it's just about momentum, and just really happy for this whole team. So I want to thank Welch, Jen, Beatty, Blevins Motors, just everybody that has a hand on this go-kart and my go-kart. This thing was fast tonight. So just want to thank everybody that has a hand, in this whole program, and that's about it, really.
How hard is it with the low horsepower, the real skinny tires, to keep that momentum up and to keep the kart basically just really drifting around the track?
The easiest thing I can explain is like Daytona, plate racing. You don't want to try to scrub too much speed. Roll speed is king in this type of deal. So, just we try to keep roll speed in it and try to not scrub as much speed, really.
Ryan Ayers had all the speed tonight, and he showed it on the very last lap in this race. Well, Zach Smith is making the most of his second year racing in the DNQ karting series. He comes home in second place, and not a lot of scratches on your car tonight. Not much bumping and banging from you.
That's I think that's the first all year. We've been in the back getting beat up pretty bad, so to come home second or at least on the podium is a win for us right now.
So this is really a good surprise race for you guys. What was some of the things that you did that were able to get you up to the front?
We kind of just, I don't know, we changed power plants. The other ones seemed to be getting old and wore down, so we got a new one, and we just took our time, did our maintenance like we did last year, and have been a little more thorough the last week, and it seems to show. So,
how important is it to be patient out there?
I don't know. I think I was impatient maybe a little bit. I was ready to get to the checkered flag, but Ryan did, I don't know, he did a heck of a job. He passed me. What a race. So, hate to come home second, but we'll take it.
Zach Smith comes home in the second spot in the number 70. Well, Ben Murphy comes home in the third spot in the Beef Tips Motorsports entry. Nice solid run for you guys. Everybody's jostling around out there. How hard is it to be, as they say, patiently aggressive to make your moves?
It's definitely tough because starting on the bottom was a detriment to me. Pretty much anybody that starts on the bottom has a hard time because the top's the fast way around. So until I got to the top lane, I was probably back to 7th or 8th, but once I was able to get by myself and get in clear track, I was able to run some of those guys down, and then the 5 to go caution definitely helped me because I was able to take the top on a restart and get by a bunch of those guys.
Do you have a situation where you're just waiting for those guys to start leaning on each other where you can just roll underneath them? Because as the laps click on, the tension starts to rise.
Yeah, they definitely do that, and it showed on lap 21, I think it was. 2 guys got together in front of me down here in 1 and 2, and I was able to get a good run off of 2 and pass both of them into 3.
The Beef Tips Motorsports 121 comes home in the third spot.
Well, Bill, Jay-Z, we had one heck of a race. I am way too busy to make the final results graphics, but What a great race that we saw here tonight, and a couple really good finishes.
Ryan Ayers is going to carry an absolute shit ton of momentum into the fair race. He's going to throw a curveball for everyone, but fans, stay at home, pay attention. Can he make it 3 weekends in a row where he ends up on top?
Yeah, fantastic night here at Millbridge. I mean, a little bit of rain on this track before the race. I mean, really made it hammer down. That Monster Energy Ultra Black groove came in, widened out. We saw 2, 3, 4 wide racing tonight. Every finish was absolutely fantastic. Can't ask for much more than what we saw here in the DNQ series at Millbridge.
Well, our next race is the road course, and that'll determine our Busch Series champion, Pro Cup champion, and the top 10 in each class. Pretty important event, and now we only have a couple points separating the Pro Cup championship. And in the Busch Series, it's Eric Riggins pretty much has it on lock unless Stroop wins that race. So going to be interesting, some storylines heading into that one.
It's going to be great. The intercourse race is always fun. You don't know if you're going to end up on top or with a case of monkeypox. It all depends on if you get ribbed at the end of the evening here, the monster rib, whatever we call it here. Ultra Black rib. So, edit that out if you want to. I don't know where I was going. It seemed like a really good idea at the time, but to all of our fans and sponsors here at the DNQ series, it's been a great evening of racing. Looking forward to having an exciting show at the intercourse next week.
Absolutely. The intercourse is something that is unpredictable and is fantastic for some, disappointing for others. We're just going to have to show up and see what happens. But the last 3 races of the season here for the championship are no doubt going to be thrillers to the end.
Well, thank you guys again for covering this event, and we will see you at the road course.